Okay, so let's create a new page today. V3. So today we are going to use a few more components, okay, on this page. So I'll start with my regular standard controller account. That's okay. Okay. So today first component that we're going to use is a detail component. Okay, a detail component is used for bringing in details of a record. Details of a record means all the details of a record. Okay, so that's a detail component. This is the account. Okay, a detail component will bring in all the details of this record on the Visual Force page. All the details, whatever you see here. Okay, everything. So if you want to take all these things to your Visual Force page, see, Ravali has got it and she fixed it also. Correct. So basically, these can be small errors where you make a syntax error. Try to figure it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, coming back to this, so there is a detail component. Now this detail component usually is used for putting all these details on the Visual Force page. Okay, so you can simply use a component which is called fx detail. That's it, nothing else needs to be done, and this detail component will bring all the details on the Visual Force page. Now if you don't see anything here, don't worry, because we have not supplied the ID. Let's get the ID. Question mark ID equals, so these 4 characters after the page name, question mark ID equals, and sorry, supply that, paste the ID also. That's it. See, only one single component, detail component, brings in the entire detail of the record for which you have supplied the ID. Got it? So this is how it can bring in all the details. Now with the detail we also get the related list. We get the detail of the record, along with that we get the related list. What is the related list? We have talked about it during page layout. List of child records, right? In case in this detail you don't want to see the related list, you don't want to see the contacts, opportunities, cases and stuff, then you can put an attribute on this detail component. You can just say related list equals false. That's it. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Let me put it this side. Okay. So we have made related list equals false. So that is the attribute that we have put. See it here. All the related lists are gone. If you don't want to see the title also, this is the title of the detail component. If you don't want to see it, you can just make it false as well. Something like this, okay? So basically, in case you just want the details but you don't want that bold title to be there, you can just make it false. Okay. Now, if you just want a related list to appear here, one related list, using detail component, what I have done, I have displayed all the details of the record, and there is this attribute related list equals false, which helps me remove all the related list. But if I just want to see one of the related list, then I should use fx related list. So there is another component which is called related list. Now this component is used for bringing in the related list. So you just have to give name to the list. which list you want to show. I just want to show the contacts here. That's it. So this related list component can bring a related list here on the page. Got it? So with the detail component you get all the related list. With the related list component you can have one particular related list whichever you want. Right? So that is how it is. Let me go and create another page similar to this. Standard controller count, this page block, title, details. I put a detail component inside this with no related list, no title. Okay. So in this case, I have created a separate page block for displaying the details. Let me get the ID and put the ID here. Question mark ID equals this. Right. So I've created a page block and I've given it, I'm calling it details. I can create another page block. Apex page block, and I can call it title, related lists. And in this I can have different related lists displayed. Apex page block section, contacts, Apex related list. Okay, so related list is a component that I'm going to use. Which list I want to display here? Contacts. Same way I can have one more for opportunities. So this time title should be opportunities. Inside that I should put a related list component. Which list are we talking about? We're talking about opportunities. Apex page block. So it's not page block, section. Title, cases, okay, what is the error and why is it throwing this error? Anyone who can solve this issue? Not able to figure out what is the error. Can anyone help me please?
V4 line 21. Can you scroll down, sir? Your program. Just put on there.
It's already cooked, right? The 2-page blocks. Let's remove one.
Are you sure there are 2-page blocks?
Yes.
So we have started 2-page blocks.
Yeah, that's fine, right, to have.
There's a second one.
No, and is there are 2 ending tags components.
Right. So we started 2-page blocks, we were ending 3-page blocks. Okay? So that was the issue. Alright, so this is a page that we have created from our, using our visual force component. So detail component responsible for bringing all this detail here. And then these related list components. So now there's one interesting thing that you will see. I've created a related list here. However, this is occupying only half of the space. Half space is blank. See, for opportunities also this has happened. For cases also that's the same scenario. Why is it happening? There's a very simple logic to that. Page block section. This is inside a page block section, right? What component have I put it inside? It's a page block section, okay? Page block section by default has 2 columns, okay? Now because it has 2 columns and we are putting one component into this, what happens? This goes into the first column. Got the logic? By default a page block section has 2 columns and we are putting one component into it, so it goes into the first column, and that is where the problem is. So I should reduce it to 1 column. That's it. So for all page block section, if you just have one component to be put into inside the page block section, you should always go and make it 1 column. Now it should be fine. See, now it's completely spread from left to right. Alright, so this is how we can quickly design a page which has got the related list and stuff like that. That's how it needs to be done. Got it? So that's about another page we just created. Now let's go and create another page which with the tabs. So the same kind of page, let's say this page, the one that you see, it has a section which has details, it has section for contacts, then there is a section for opportunities, for cases. Now just imagine if right now I don't have too much of data inside it, okay, I just have one contact, I just have one opportunity, I just have a case. So I don't have that much of data inside these sections. Just imagine if I have 20-30 cases, I have maybe 15-20 opportunities and 10-15 contacts, then what will happen? This page will become longer, it will become a long page, and the person who is actually viewing the page will have to scroll down a lot, and he'll actually need to go through a lot of things. Okay, so practically speaking, if that is the case, if you are dealing with a scenario where the related lists are really long, there are too many records in each related list, then this kind of a page structure might not work good for you, right? So let's assume that we have designed this kind of a thing for a client, and the client says that no, I don't want this kind of page because it's getting too long. There are related lists, and there can be more related lists. In this case we just have 3. There could have been 5. There could have been 7, and then there can be long list inside each section. Then it becomes very difficult to navigate through that long page. So what we'll do, we'll create another page with the same data, but this time we are gonna, instead of making it a long page, what we'll do, we'll create tabs here. Okay, so one tab for details, one tab for contacts, one tab for opportunities, and one tab for cases, right? So instead of having that long page, we are gonna just keep the page very compact, and we are going to use the tabs here. Okay, so this is another example that we're going to do. So let's just go create another page. Create your page. So same page, same data, but the layout will be different. So in this case, I am gonna put tabs. So let me just put a page block first and give it a title. Let's say account name is what I want to display as title. Okay. Now because I want to create tabs here, first of all, before you can bring in tabs, you have to bring in a tab panel. So there's a component called tab panel. Okay, this is a panel on which you can put your tabs. So you just have to bring in a tab panel, and inside the tab panel you just have to bring in the tabs. So for tab there is an attribute which is called label. Label is, you know, what label you want to put on the tab. Details. Save this. Your tab panel is created and a small tab is also created here by default. Okay.
Sir, what if my customer wants down, sir? I mean, you know, my business wants the details down in the downside of the page. Can we do that as well?
Details in the downside of the page means?
Change the location of the details to down.
That's fine. That can be done.
Okay. Okay.
The previous page that we're designing, we're talking about that, right? Put the related list first and then details.
No. I'm talking over here only. If we want the tabs, I mean, for an example, okay, it doesn't make sense to have tabs done. Yeah.
Instead of here, you want it here, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. If you want it that way, basically, then what you'll have to do, you have to do a bit of customization. You know, this default component will not allow you to do that, but then you'll have to use your own CSS and stuff and then do it. Okay. Can be done.
Oh, we can. Can be done also. Oh.
We can do we can use our own CSS also. That's not a problem.
Oh my God.
So these are all ready-made components. So using ready-made components, you will not have liberty to do anything and everything that you want. But most of the things are readily available. So see, you don't have to do by default. The tab panel is ready, tab is ready. You just